are the Honeywell
Hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait.
Wow. Do we have Chad Kroger in the building?
I'm more like Dad Kroger.
Dad Kroger, Chad. You know what? Sounded a lot like him.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
I mean,
It's a lot of lyrics to sing seriously.
do you think maybe if he listens to this or sees it,
Yeah.
he might think about asking you to go on tour with him?
Well, why not, dude?
I'm pretty sure they have some concerts coming up.
Yeah, I think they're doing some with Jelly Roll, actually, because I saw them pictures together and stuff. How cool.
I did see that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, bro.
You can't go wrong with Nickelback.
And I've did a song with Jelly Roll, so that means that I'm not too far away from Chad Kroger.
I don't know, dude. Chad Kroger's in a different category, I think.
I just always, whenever I think of them, I think of our first experience together, dude.
At the concert?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. It was, what, 8th grade?
Never forget it. Who brought us there? Your mom or my mom? Or both?
I don't remember.
I
don't remember.
I think
that.
your mom did. I don't remember. Maybe they both went and waited for us.
Maybe. That was a long time ago. What,
know.
8th grade?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I went to one with Randy Hurlburt in 9th grade.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nickelback?
Yeah, we went to Nickelback and Shinedown.
Wow. How was that?
It was fun. It was cool.
That's good.
Back-to-back years, and then I don't think I've ever seen them again.
We'll have to see him again.
Yeah,
sometime.
that'd be cool to see. Well, they have a lot of different music now.
We can like do our hair like Chad Kroger
Yeah.
used to have it. Wear wigs, dude.
He had like
His hair is short now, though, I think.
yeah. He remember he looked like one of the Hanson.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like, dude. I remember. Yeah, and now he is. It's like shaved.
You would never know.
short
He just
gel.
looks like a regular guy now.
Man, you remember what was their big CD or album was it Dark Horse?
Is it?
Is it Dark
Was
Horse?
that one that has all the big songs on it?
Yeah, like Someday and
Yeah, you know, dude.
yeah, I know. I used to have all the CDs, but
I'm so high. That wasn't on that CD, though. That was like a single by him, right?
that
Like a
was
solo
on
single?
Silver Side Up. Remember the CD was Silver Side Up, I think.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
Are you-
Theme song from Spider-Man, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, this song was written and performed by Chad Kroger and Josie Scott of Saliva.
Okay, Saliva. Yeah,
Interesting.
I love it, dude.
I remember when that first came out.
Like I said, that was what, probably 2002.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, wasn't that crazy? What, 21 years ago?
That's
Man.
nuts, dude.
And
Yeah,
they're still
dude,
popping around.
Look at him, dude. Look at that hair.
Oh yeah, I remember when he had that was awesome, dude. You can't go wrong with that.
No.
Dude, we're rolling this week. We're just going solo. Or we're just going you and I.
It's been quite a while since then, right? Since we were at the house, I think.
It's probably
This is the first time we did it here solo. And I think we're probably going to move places again.
Going across the street.
Might.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Maybe
I like it here, though, but if I can get something like a cool backdrop going over there, there's just more space.
Oh.
So,
Well, yeah. I don't think it matters where. I think it's cool either where. Or either place.
maybe we can bounce back and forth, dude.
Maybe even try to hit up in a triangle and see if Silver Dollar will let us do it in there. Okay. They give us like free
Sit
drinks.
at the bar. Yeah. Sit at the podcast. I'm like, hey, we're here to do a podcast. You give us free drinks.
Start sober and then freaking passed out. Can't
Just
even finish it.
Every time the timer hits a minute, we just take a shot.
Yeah. We call it what? Power. Take it back to power hour.
Extreme.
Man. You know, I tried playing that a couple weekends ago.
I saw on your Snap story you had the YouTube going, right?
I did it for a little bit, and then I thought to myself, I'm like,
This is a bad
okay,
idea.
this is gonna not end well. And the night did not end well as far as how I felt.
Right.
But it is what
You
it
probably
is.
ordered Papa John's or something.
No, you know what? Here's the thing. I didn't order anything.
Wow.
No. We went and played there's a place in West Des Moines, kind of like, when we went to the Betplex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where they have, like laser tag,
Okay.
arcade. It was on a bigger scale than the Betplex, but the laser tag was, dude, that was awesome.
Really? You did it?
Oh yeah, we were running through. Yeah, we were running.
I'm
through
yawning.
there. Yeah, it was pretty cool though. We'd have to go there sometime. They have like really good. There's good food and
Yeah.
drinks and stuff like that, and there's a lot of stuff to do.
What's it called?
Oh, I'd have to ask my buddy Sam who works out or lives out there, but
All right.
yeah, but it was a cool place.
I went to a place when I went to WWE Monday Night Raw. I went with Andrew Quick and I think Reese, and we saw. It was like Bret the Hitman Hart came back. It was like the first time he came back to the WWE in for like years, and I think John Cena was there. I don't know, but whatever. And we went to a place beforehand that it was called like All Play, I think, and there was a bunch of cool games and good food, and I don't remember where in Des Moines, but it was like one of those first places where it was like an adult arcade. That was like But it was a long time ago, dude. Probably 2010-ish or so.
Yeah, a long time. They have so much is developing out there. You know, I can't even imagine even the last 5 years how much, you know.
Oh yeah.
Things have changed where, you know, I can't even imagine keeping up living out there.
Right.
I don't even know if it would be all that fun to live in Des Moines. Maybe like in a suburb. Like a suburb, but like to live like in Des Moines.
Isn't it kind of getting crazy? Like not in a bad way, but just hectic.
You know, can you imagine commuting, even if you have a 5 mile drive? We're like 5 miles isn't.
5 miles is about, you know, 7 minutes. Yeah.
Where 5 miles there could be 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. So, dude, let's kick off with Honeywell story.
Okay.
Do you have anything for Honeywell?
Do I have anything prepared? Oh my God. I don't know.
I'm kind of putting you on the spot. That's all right though. I just saw, I was like, you know, man, we're rolling just you and I. Like, I got one. I can kick it off.
Yeah, you got some stuff because then we'll flow into it.
So
I know I'll think of something when you get going.
All right. So this would have been when we were playing. Me and Tanner were on the Braves. So it would have been Tanner's second year majors, my second year majors. And do you remember we were playing? Remember the Giants? Taylor Swanson, Nick Powell, Scott Schaefer.
Yep.
So this game we were playing on the field, you know, where you could hit the bombs over so if you hit in left field, it was.
I thought Swanee was on the Red Sox.
He was on the Cubs with me. He would have been in minors. In majors, he was Cubs with me, and then he was on the Giants.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Just so we can kind of piece together. But it would have been the field that's away from the batting cages. So I always forget the number.
1 probably?
1.
Yeah.
So you were lefty, I was righty. We both hit bombs that game.
Okay.
You hit a bomb to right. I hit a bomb to left. Literally, like we hit clear. I mean, and we 10-runned them. Yeah. I think we 10 or 15 run them. It was in like the 3rd or 4th inning. We were up by like 11 or 12 runs. Because wasn't it 15 after 3, 10 after 4?
Yeah.
Okay, because there were 6 total innings. And I think Nick Powell was pitching, and their coach, I don't know who he is or who he is to this day. He had a pink shirt on, a pink polo, and I struck out. And we were up by like 12. Me and you had already hit bombs, and he said, like, he started cheering really loud. Yeah, like, and he was trying to, and the crowd started going, and I was like, I got really mad. I go, hey, why don't you shut up? I'm like, you got a pink shirt on. Look at the scoreboard. And like he was yelling, and like he was like, you know, cheering him on, and the parents were cheering, and yada yada yada, and you know, Coach Campy's like, hey, get over here and get over there in the dugout or whatever. And I was like, well, they're down by 12 runs. Like, what do you like? Because we were the 2 best players on the team.
Yeah.
So, but I remember thinking to myself like after, and I remember saying to him, shut up, which I shouldn't have. But I was like, yeah, look at the scoreboard thing, and we just hit 2 bombs, like bombs that haven't even landed yet, and you're.
And we were smashing them in
there.
Yeah.
And I struck out. And it was like a pitch like way low and away and outside. And I just, I swung at the first pitch. Right. If I get that, it's kind of like Derek Jeter. Too bad I didn't hit as good as Derek Jeter.
Right.
Because he was a first pitch swinger. But, yeah, I just thought, I remember that he was wearing a pink polo, and I still to this day have no idea who that coach was.
That's weird. That you think you'd remember. If you remember his polo.
He had a polo and he had a hat on. And I remember saying to him, yeah, nice with your pink polo. Look at the scoreboard. And he's like, oh, yeah. And I was like, okay, whatever. And like I was mad, but hey, we're still with it. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's my that's my story.
That's good, dude. I'm still blank, so I guess we're not talking about mine. I don't know.
Man, you don't have you got to have something from like Pee-wee's or something. Hey, tell me this.
Yeah.
I got one for you.
Yeah.
And I'm giving this to you, and I wasn't even playing there.
Yeah.
You were playing, I think, minors. Remember, you were on Brody's. I think you were on the Royal Kings.
Okay.
And Brody was on the Diamond Kings. And remember Cal Swanson, Marcy, and Tom got into it on the minor field.
They always got into it.
They something happened, and Tom Broderson's like, God damn it, that's enough. She's like, that is enough. And Cal Swanson comes out, and he's like, hey, you don't need to be swearing.
I always remember his face was just beet red, dude. You knew when Cal was about to blow a gasket. Mm-hmm. He would woo-wee.
Yeah. Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
I don't really. I mean, I remember them arguing together all the time, but
they did argue quite a bit. But you were on the Royal Kings.
It was a tournament.
It was
at
a tournament at CJB. We were playing because
were you on the?
I was on the Cobras. Oh. That was my first year, and then the second year when I came and played with you guys.
So with the Diamond Kings, wasn't Brody with all the older kids?
Yeah, I think Palika Sass and those guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
Interesting.
Because there was a Swanee. Swanee had one time at his house in high school. had a VHS tape of it, and we were watching it there.
Really?
And he's like, yeah, check this out. And that's where I remember that. And you're like, oh, I remember that. And yeah, Tom was like, hey, God damn it, that's enough. And, you know, keep in mind, like, you guys are
I
like,
wonder what it was. What was even happening?
somebody throwing the bat after they swung, and either
Who was that?
I don't remember who it was. But
Yeah, that's wild.
Why would I remember? I don't know, but
I know,
it
because
sounds
I
funny.
can't even remember anything right now. So, God, that's funny. That's good. All I remember was that one time at Pony when Marcy made him cancel the game because of the lightning. That's all I remember.
Oh yeah,
Right now, that's all I can think of for some reason.
dude, that was a good one.
Yeah,
That was that our first year Pony?
I think so. And I wasn't even playing. Well, maybe I was.
No, because I was on the Yankees. We were playing the Braves. You would have been the late.
I must have been there watching you. Huh? Or I was. Yeah, we were probably there like waiting to play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember she freaked out. She like went out, opened the fence, and went out. And oh God,
What'd she say up in the? She said, "Get him off the field."
Yeah.
And Evan steps out of the box. He's like, "Mom, I want to play." And she's like, "I don't care. You're done. Get the kids off the field." And keep in mind, no other parent, even though it was like thundering and there was flashes of lightning from a far distance.
yeah.
None of the other parents were like, "Okay, like they're playing. Like we're playing until this actually needs to be canceled,
Right.
or called off."
Oh no, she decided that for everybody. That was funny. Everybody was like looking around like, what? Like, it's so weird.
Dude, I remember Charlie Carpenter he wasn't coaching us that game for some reason, and he was up on the hill there, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Go back to the tavern." That's what he was
Really?
yelling. Yes.
Oh my God.
Like, oh no, like, you know, we all thought like, oh, it's funny, but it was like,
Actually, you know what? I do have a story. It has nothing to do with baseball at all.
who cares?
So I remember one time we were at a basketball game in Yord, and we were sitting upstairs. Only reason I remember this is because I'm looking at the bench, and I'm thinking about Yord right now. So I remember one time we were sitting behind. It was like, we would always just all sit with everybody we knew. You know, it was never like really cliquey or anything.
Right.
Not really. And I remember Hovey threw like a pizza crust, and it hit Stubbs. Do you remember this?
I was with Hovey that night.
Really? Yes.
Go.
So
no, you did.
I don't
remember that. I remember
something happened before that though. Like he was saying something or like hit him with something else first, and then he threw it, and then so Stubbs was mad at him and was like, don't do that, blah blah. Well, then Hovey thought it was going to be funny for his friends to show out and throw the crust at him. I think.
Yeah.
And didn't Stubbs get up and just blast him?
He got because we were all sitting right next to him.
Yes, we were sitting there with Hovey, and Stubbs came up and just jacked him right in the mouth.
Well, he kind of gave him a 4, and he's like, "Do you think it's funny?" And Hovey's like, "Yeah, I kind of do." And he's like, kind of just like,
he did kind of give him a chance to be like, "My bad," but.
and then Stubb just popped him.
Yeah, and remember how he just sat there like quiet, and his face was all red, and he had his tongue in his cheek, like.
Yeah, remember his face? It's
was it
swelled
bleeding?
up. It swelled up. He just got a big old goose egg,
And he just sat there though, like silent.
and didn't. I mean, it's fun. I'm sorry. It was.
It's
fun.
over with now, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny. But wow,
Because we on the way home, it was like me, Doug Haynes. I can't remember who else giving rides, and we put him in the back seat. I sat in the front seat.
who picked you up? Do you remember?
His mom.
Hovey's mom.
And we didn't want her to know that he
Oh,
black
like
eye.
he was gonna hide that.
Yeah, until he
He had
got
a whole
home.
other head.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Stubbs. Yeah, he cracked him one.
Yeah, he did. I've seen Stubbs crack a lot of people.
I'm sure for a little guy, man, pound for pound, strong guy.
Yeah. I remember one time there was I got another story. There was a bar fight or something. This is way after school. And it was snow. So we were downtown on 5th Avenue South, and there was a bunch of they shoveled the sidewalks, so there's a bunch of snow, and a big fight happened, and I can't remember what, but like a dude hit a girl, I think, or something like this, and then Stubbs went to go hit this guy, but the bar owner just happened to be trying to break it up, and Stubbs hit him on accident, and the dude just fell right into the snowbank, dude, and his pants fell off and everything. He got up and had no pants on. Wow.
Knocked him in the
And he's about 4 times the size of Stubbs too. So yeah, little guy got a punch though.
knocked him out of his drawers, huh?
Yeah, right out the drawers. And we were talking about it all night long. Bro, you knocked him out of his drawers and didn't even mean to hit him, dude. Like,
Hey, man, there's no rules, and it's no holds barred at that point. Really, to be honest, if you get in the way of a haymaker, you get in the way of it.
that's true.
Man, that's funny. Where was that? Was that here in town?
Yeah, it was down on Sports Junkies, but I forget what it was called when.
Down on Fifth South.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that place.
Yeah.
Man, that's great. That's funny.
Yeah, there's always wild stuff going on because Ashford was still going on. So it was always a bunch of people like that didn't know the Clinton people. So there'd always be like issues and stuff. It was stupid. But
was that the Voodoo? What was that lounge?
no,
You're on Fifth. What was up from Junkies though?
the bank.
Sports
but yeah,
the
Voodoo.
bank. The bank. Okay.
The bank is where my shenanigans.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you need to save that. You just use that for.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's actually really good.
it is good. Because I lived. So
you did. Yeah. Things happen. Things happen when you're having a good time.
Mm-hmm. That was wild, bro.
Oh, let's see, man. I got some good stuff on here. I just don't know which order to roll. I want to kind of stay. So we got the Honeywell story. I like doing the throwback, like when we were kids growing up.
Yeah.
So here's how I'm just gonna use as a kid, like growing up, and I know we've talked about it before, like when we played wiffle ball and stuff. But when I lived up on Buell, like before I met you, so like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, there was a lot like adjacent from my house, and we would all play there. And it was me, John Clausen, Eric McNulty, Caleb Frazier, Nate McNulty, Ryan Wynn, Kenny Schmitz, and we used to.
Who'd you say? Frazier?
Caleb. Remember him? He was a couple years behind us.
Oh yeah.
Caleb lived up the street.
Yeah.
And
where's he? Have you seen him at all? Does he have social media?
He does. I think he's like. I know he's like he's a nurse.
Oh, really?
Iowa, he's like a nurse. I think he's got like a master's or something, and
nice.
Nursing, and
that's cool.
But I haven't seen. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But we would play in that field there, and we'd play like baseball, tackle football, whatever. But we would everybody would fight, like because they would get mad.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, John Clausen was always the one. John, like Ryan, I'll tell you what, Ryan Wynn would throw people around, and Ryan was not a big guy then, and he wasn't even a big guy in high school. He's not a big guy. He just, again, pound for pound strong.
But he was strong.
He'd like stick somebody and somebody get mad, and then Ryan Wynn was just thrown around like a rag doll. And we were like in 5th grade. And same thing, John. I always felt bad for John because I felt like he was so small then, but he was still like tough for like pound for pound. But yeah, we'd like throw each other around, and people jump on top of each other. People cry. Like, say, like John would get upset because his grandma lived up the street. He'd run home. We'd run there and get him and knock on the door and be like, come back and play. We need you. And he'd be like, fine, don't do that anymore. And he'd come back out, and we'd go back down and play. But, yeah, I don't know. That's just what I remember, like, growing up, because we did that. When there was snow out, we played in the snow. It was hot out in the summer. We were out there. I just remember, like, remember Eric, everyone called him Nutty. Little Nutty.
Yeah.
He'd come knocking on the door. John would, too. Kenny, they'd come down, knock on the door. Hey, is Jeremy here?
Can you come out and play?
Yeah, come out and play. I'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, oh, I'll throw my stuff on and run over there. And, man, we'd be out there for hours.
Yeah. You don't ever get tired, dude.
No, I miss those days.
I remember a memory from back in the day for me. I always remember 2 things at the Lumber King Stadium.
Okay.
Because I remember having good memories there, dude,
Yeah.
But I remember always wanting 2 things. I always wanted all the cards. They had like the little vending machine with the card, or the sticker machine. I think they still have it. But it was always fun to get the cards.
Yes.
And also always trying to get like a cracked bat. That was always like our goal. Like we always wanted a bat. And I would always ask the players after the game, can I have a bat? That was the thing. And then they started putting them in the place where you buy stuff. Souvenir shop, yes.
Yeah.
Then you could buy them for like $3 at the time, which they'd be way more than that now.
Oh, yeah.
Cracked
Did you ever get one?
Yeah, yeah.
Did a player ever give you one?
I think I cried once and I got one because my dad went and got it for me. It was one of the times he was there. I was bawling, but I was little then.
Oh, maybe.
I was probably about 16, 17. No, I'm just
kidding. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I did get one because I cried when I was little. That's stupid, actually. Got my way.
Yeah, but that like again like that. I don't know what's that like now. Is that a place where kids even go hang out?
I think so. Yeah.
I would think it would be. I mean, it's
more now because there's actually even more for kids to do there now than there was then. We didn't really have. They got like a whole playground and games and all this stuff. And back then we just wanted the baseball cards and balls and bats. That's pretty much it.
Try to chase after them. Remember with the foul balls?
Yeah.
Running after them bad boys.
Yeah, running after them or saying Lumber King suck and having Kevin chase you around the place.
Dude.
That was always the thing. We'd always be like, just try it.
Yeah.
There'd always be a few people that tried it, but
That dude, you didn't want to make him.
Kevin was not playing. Still, I think he'd probably do the same thing to this day, honestly.
He'd always be wearing a suit and tie.
Yeah, in like
Nikes.
New Balance or
Yeah.
Nikes or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kevin, man,
He was the energy there, man, the spirit.
does he still go to the games?
I think so. But like whenever we go now, we always sit out in the outfield. So
Wouldn't
I'm
say.
sure he's probably still in the same spot if he goes.
That's awesome. Talk about history.
Yeah.
That's straight history. Yeah, he was. Everyone always, it was the, say Lumber King sucked.
I remember, I don't know why, I think maybe Shane Reese did it once or something when we were there. He's definitely a person that would do it.
Yeah.
Or like Spencer Tracy, someone like him.
So, oh, yeah. Yeah, he would definitely do it.
You know, they didn't care.
No. And they probably wouldn't care now either.
Probably not.
Kevin chased him down, though, dude. He got some big old lunch hooks. I don't want to mess with his hands. You get a hold of you, man. He's going to take care of business.
Like he was ready to,
Yeah.
too. Protecting the Lumber Kings at all costs.
Yeah, at all costs. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't care. He didn't care about the swimming pool either, but whatever.
No, he didn't.
He'd let it ride.
Did you go to the pool a lot as a kid?
No, not really. I went to Meadowview.
Oh, that's right, because you yeah, that's right.
My mom had a membership because her friend lived up in that area, so spent a lot of days at Meadowview. It seemed way bigger, and like now we went up there recently, drove by, and I'm like, God, that's tiny.
Yeah.
It really is. But,
Right, because everything, when you're a lot smaller, you think it's like the biggest thing in the world, man.
so actually, hey, you know what? Now that we're saying this is a fun story. So I'm just going to include this in here. So I'm opening up another business, guys. It's called The Cage by Rivals across the street from the store. It's a sports training facility. It's a smaller, intimate place. So, but you can book it. Anybody can book it. Book it by the hour, and it's yours. So nobody else can come in while you're there for the hour. But anyway, so I got some lockers for like the bathroom area there, and I got them out of Elijah Buell. Because actually the guy that owns the building that I'm opening my cage in owns the Elijah Buell School, which is where I went when I was a kid. So we went to pick these lockers up probably 3 nights ago, and that was the first time I've been in Elijah Buell in probably since I went there, dude, 5th grade. And I was super excited to go in there, man. I was like, hey, I'm like, does it still look the same? He's like, oh, it's a little more ran down, obviously. But I got to go in like Mrs. Reinder's classroom, which is kindergarten, and she still got all the, I said she still, but they still got all like the cubbies in there that we put all our book bags and homework in. And we just walked around, and I was telling them, like, yeah, here's so-and-so's room, and here's this room. But, yeah, it was pretty cool, man, to see all that. Like, it literally brought me back, and I could see it all. Like, it was like I was there. So, that was fun. So, if you went to Elijah Buell, shout out to you.
That's got to be, I mean, like I said, just to be able to put yourself, it's funny what you'll remember when you get placed in front of it.
And
or it gets brought up.
he didn't go to Elijah Buell, so he doesn't have the like sentimental value to it.
Yep.
But I was always like, everything we were walking by, I'm like, dude, this is crazy. I just kept saying it, like this is wild.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah. He's like, all my friends went here, but I didn't go here. So, well, then Curtis didn't go there either. So
No, because me and Curtis went to Horseman.
Yeah. And he didn't have really any ties to it, but I was just, walking through it, it's wild. I was like, what's the upstairs look like? Because that was where, like, the older kids' classrooms and the LRC was at. And he's like, everything's empty. And he said he's going to live there eventually. So
Really?
yeah, he's going to, like, fix it up. And
That's cool. So he owns Elijah Buell?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
yeah.
And that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Man.
I mean, parts of it aren't are kind of falling apart, but that's a lot of space to take care of.
Oh, yeah.
So
For sure.
And he didn't, it probably sat empty for quite a while before he got it too. So
Absolutely. That's cool.
yeah,
Though.
it was pretty fun to walk through there. I mean, I don't think it'd be cool to walk through like Horseman because they use it and it's changed. They've made like, it doesn't even look like a school when you're going there.
I wonder where, that like the addition like towards North 3rd Street.
Yeah.
Like where they kind of added on.
Yeah.
So towards, it would be, what is the street there before?
Pershing?
Pershing.
Yeah.
Pershing is where, I don't know how much that's changed inside there. I wonder that
So
part.
the gym is all still the same. So there was there's a business in there that I delivered to when I was still working at Gateway.
Yeah.
So I would always go up in there. But even walking in the front doors, it just looks like, it doesn't look like a school. They must have put drywall up and did different stuff.
Okay.
But the gym is still the same. So.
The gym, yeah, that was a fun place.
But I think I was in there for, I don't know for what, but when I was younger, I was there once or twice. But
Right. Yeah, because think about all the schools that are no longer going.
yeah. Crazy.
Jefferson, Buell.
Pretty much all of them.
Nothing.
Except Whittier.
Whittier is the only one that's still rolling.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, super wild.
Man. Yeah, you can't. Like I said, I miss that stuff. I mean, like you said, that's pretty cool to.
I would love to go through Lions. I think Lions would be super fun to walk through. I think it'd be sad just from hearing how ran down it's got. But
we should see if we could do it for this. Like do like a live video and just go through.
And we could add it to the podcast.
Yeah,
too.
that would be sweet. And
I'm
sure
sure we could start doing that with other stuff too. Honestly, you just literally cut it in. Like, hey,
just be like go show some clips of it and stuff, or like whatever we're gonna go out and.
Yeah, we can talk, dude. Dance.
Yeah, I mean, we
Everywhere
did a lot of dancing in middle school. You did.
Yeah, did the worm at one of the dances. I think it was at the lodge.
Oh yeah, that's where all the good dances were at, weren't they? Mm-hmm. Put Lions and Washington together. Yeah, that's like the Christmas dance. Remember, it was always together.
Yeah, I remember wearing like a sweater one time.
Yeah,
with like khaki pants, the ugliest sweater ever.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. It was cool.
The Erickson Center dances were fun. Those are a little more ratchet.
Oh yeah.
Just because it wasn't like a school function, it was kind of like, just show up,
run around,
do what you want, go outside.
Yeah, whatever. I remember. Yeah, those are old school, taking it way back.
You know it, baby.
From
having no stories to talk about, we still got some stories.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like once we start talking about stuff, it just starts popping up. Because I just come up with a few others, but I'm just going to save them because you just keep adding so we can use them later on. Yeah. That's cool.
You know, and actually, while we're talking about schools ran down, it's crazy. Clinton High is going to be pretty much gone soon.
Is
like
it?
The old stuff? I think the old part, which would be like the small gym and then like all those shop classes, that'll all be gone like probably in the month or so.
Really?
Yeah. And then because all the students just moved into the new part, I think last week.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. Yeah.
So they're going to start renovating like the middle part.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting, man, to see it all. Pretty much Yord, I think, is the only thing staying.
Dude, we got to go in there. Yeah, I haven't been in there. Well, it's probably been 10 years.
Really? Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, I've been in there a lot for tournaments, but I guess last year I walked around quite a bit of places.
Did you?
But, yeah.
I know. I've seen pictures on there of, like, over time, and I'm like, man, where is that? But I just always think, the Commons. The Commons.
Yeah.
And then I think of the back parking lot.
Yeah.
When you park in the wrong spot. I always got those parking tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, were they did you ever get them?
No, because I never parked in the parking lot.
Where did you park at?
Always on, remember we talked about it on, was it 7th?
7th South.
Yeah.
7th and it'd be whatever, the 800 block.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I never parked anywhere. But, I remember I didn't have my license for a whole year.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a year off of even having to park.
Yeah. You have to pay for gas.
Yeah. Just rode with you and got hit by Teresa.
Oh, man.
Remember?
Dude. I was on my school permit then, wasn't I?
I think so, yeah.
It was me, you, and Lavelle.
Was it really?
Yeah, Lavelle.
I remember she just hammered her steering wheel, dude. She was so upset.
Right there in front of the teachers, or whatever.
It was like right on that wasn't it that weird little side road?
Yeah.
And she came flying, like whipped the corner, dude, and just never stopped turning the wheel.
Like we're sitting in front of the teacher's lot getting ready, and she's turning off 8th South.
And didn't she just keep turning?
And she just, and she boom, hit us. And I'm like, oh, no, dude. Like, we're almost to school. And I'm thinking, like, I don't want, the cops are going to show up and be like, hey, you've got 2 passengers. And I'm like, so I'm thinking the whole time, like, damn, but remember when they came there and they thought she was intoxicated? Oh, yeah. And they were like, because she was acting all goofy.
Yeah.
And I remember I don't remember who it was, but we were all 3 standing outside the car, and they were like getting statements from us, and we're like, yeah, she's trying to hit us. And I remember whoever it was, I can't think of who it was at the time, was looking at my intermediate or my school permit.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me, he's looking down at it, looking up at me. He's like, going to school, huh? I was like, yeah, we're just going to school. He's like, well, I guess you guys better get there then, huh? I was like, yeah.
I think it was excused because didn't we call? I think when we were sitting there waiting for the cops, we called the office or something.
And called.
Like, hey, we're in an accident right across the street.
Because I had my Nokia cell phone.
Yeah.
Or so one of us called.
Yeah, somebody did.
But I just thought they were going to be like, I thought I was going to wouldn't be able to get my driver because I was going to get my license there pretty soon. But I just remember kind of looking. He's like, all right, well, you guys better get out of here. I'm like, all right, well, we're getting out.
Oh, my God.
That was fun.
That's wild, dude.
What do you think? All right, I'm going to roll into baseball a little bit, MLB. Because I know you I'm hoping to get an MLB this year.
Yeah. Isn't that our plan? Are we going to do the fantasy?
Yeah. I was going to. Yeah, I talked to the guy we're going to get in the league with.
Who is it?
Brett Johnson.
Oh, is he putting it all together? Or we?
Yahoo Fantasy League, yeah. Yep. Okay. So we'll have I think 10 people in it. But so tell me, what do you think about the pitch timer That new rule implemented. Okay, so here's what I got for the notes on it. Pitch timer is 15 seconds with the bases empty, 20 with the runners on.
Yep.
Violations are an automatic ball if you exceed that time limit. So essentially, it's 30-second timer between batters and then pitching. So after receiving the ball from the catcher or umpire, pitchers are required to begin the motion within 15 seconds with the bases empty or within 20 seconds with runners on base. So tell me, what does this? Your thoughts? Does it help or hurt the game, and what does it do for our youth who are watching?
I don't really know how to answer that because I haven't really watched enough yet to see if it's going to hurt or help. Everybody is instantly picking a side, like, oh my God, that's the worst thing ever. Leave baseball alone. It doesn't need change. And then I see some people like, this is the best thing that's ever happened. It's going to make it more interesting to watch because the games aren't going to be so boring and so slow. So I don't really know. I think both. I think the reason why it's going to be like in a negative way is because, yeah, it's changing baseball a little bit. You know, it's making it more of a, it's just different. So we got to hurry now. You know, it's kind of, it would be like the difference of before the shot clock era of basketball. Yeah. You know, the game is different because the last 5 minutes of the game, you can pass the ball around and play keep away as long as you want.
Yep.
Now I think I love the shot clock. Watching like Illinois high school basketball, like it sucks because they don't have it. But like, and then Iowa has it. You know, it's just different because it's makes it more like gives everybody a fair chance.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I think it'll be positive is when I think it will be positive is when all the players get used to it. And once they're all comfortable with it and understanding of it, it's going to be more fun, I think.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I mean, like, you know, for instance, a couple weeks back, they kept replaying on SportsCenter and stuff how that game ended in the bottom of the ninth because of the pitch timer. Did you see that game?
Yeah.
And they just kept replaying it. Yeah, like that sucks. I get it, but that's also spring training. That's probably why they're doing it. Like, let's get these guys used to it. So I don't know. Hitter gets one timeout per. This must have been what happened. Hitter gets one timeout per plate appearance. Must be in batter's box with 8 seconds left. So he must have not have been in the batter's box or something. I didn't really see what actually happened.
I didn't see the scenario that you're talking about. No.
Oh, you didn't? You don't know what I'm talking about? Oh.
No, I saw like a clip of it.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Facebook.
And that was all I saw. Yeah. I just saw it getting replayed. They never really showed like the whole, you know, situation, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then I see pitchers get 2 disengagements, pickoff attempts or step-offs per batter. Violations are a balk. So that's crazy. If you think about it, you could really take advantage of that as a runner. Like if you're fast and you mess them, get them to pick it off twice, then you're stealing. Why wouldn't you steal? You know, like
absolutely.
If they pick me off, it's a ball. I'm getting second no matter what. So pretty much if you're a quick enough runner and you can convince that pitcher to throw it over.
Yeah. Like you said, I think you're right as far as it just takes time to get used to. I think of baseball out of all the sports that we watch or play, and baseball is designed to be a slower paced game. It's more mental than it is physical, right? Mm-hmm. Because if you think about like hitting is like 95% mental.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have to still be strong in hand-eye coordination.
I think the whole game of baseball pretty much
is mental.
Yeah.
Like pitching, you don't have to throw hard. What do you have to do? Hit spots, location, change speeds. I just don't like it because I think that, like for pitchers, for instance, there are guys that work super fast over the years, and guys that work super slow.
I agree.
And that got in the heads of the batters.
Yeah, that was their style. They used that because that's why they are good.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like a batter could step in, if they felt rushing, call time, and the umpire gives them time, and they throw the pitcher off, right? That's what they would do and not to retaliate.
So now they can only do that once. Huh?
I mean, I just feel like back to like the control part. I just feel like the professional athletes, which I think a lot of people will disagree with me on this, and I don't care because it's just an opinion. They're the ones who bring all of the money to the organizations.
Who, hitters?
The players.
Oh, yeah.
They're the ones. Think about those owners, how much money they make off of them from the merchandise, from the sales, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And I know that like in baseball, it's guaranteed money. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, so you're telling these guys now, and maybe those owners have never played baseball before. They just are loaded and they own a team.
Right.
Those owners came together to say, we want to change these rules. That's MLB as a whole.
Well, they're probably like, we need to make more money. We need to change so people will engage more.
Yes. And to me, it's just like, you're just using, is this the right word? Exploiting, the players like, we're paying you a lot of money, but we're going to control you.
Right. Like treating them almost like they're animals in a zoo. In a weird way. Like, we're gonna make you do what we want to make you do.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like it all around for sports. I'm like, dude, these are the guys.
Do you like the shot clock
Shot clock
in basketball?
Oh yeah, I've always liked shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I think shot clock. Yeah, because basketball. I mean, again, a lot of teams like to push tempo, right? They like to do fast breaks. They like to push it. There are some teams that like to slow it down. The teams that slow it down and like to run an offense and get easy buckets and work it in, what are they going to do? They know that they have the 24-second shot clock.
Yeah.
They've got that time, and they know they have that time to do that. There's teams that might push the ball up the floor in 6-7 seconds, or they use 10 seconds.
Right.
So I like that, but the baseball, I'm like, man, I'll have to watch it.
I wonder if it'll have the same effect as the shot clock eventually. That was kind of what I was saying. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't like it for reasons you said too. Like that, it doesn't make sense. It changes who a player is, their style.
Yes.
And all that stuff. What about the shift restriction? How do you feel about that?
See, and I saw that a little bit.
I like that.
Well, I do too.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that too. What's that?
That's our phone.
Oh.
You should be good. It's just a low battery.
That's what I do because, again, anybody can set up and a guy that's a dead pull hitter. And when did the shift, when did they start really doing that? That was years ago.
Who did I see said something? Was it Ryan Howard? He was saying, if he would have been able to play now, his batting average would have been way more crazy because they just the guys that they played a crazy shift on. There's
like
a
Bonds and all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
where they would basically have the entire infield on the right side of the infield, So I do kind of like this. I'm curious to see though, if somebody like Rizzo, they would always run a shift on him because he's a dead pull hitter.
Yep.
I wonder if they're going to put the shortstop as close to the line and how they're going to test that. What if the shortstop crosses that line? What happens? What if they violate it? Does it say?
I don't know. I haven't looked at that. I did see all the rule changes, but I just looked at
it doesn't say. Shifter. So they did all this stuff last year in the minor leagues, probably to test it.
See if it.
Yeah. Shift restrictions increase batting average and decrease strikeouts in minors while giving players more opportunity to show off their athleticism. And they all have to have both feet in the infield when the pitcher is on the rubber. So you can't play in the outfield, nothing.
Yeah. Like you said, you're probably better at the professional sports. Because you watch basketball and baseball more, and I'm big in football, but it's kind of like you made the comment about, what were you just saying? Where you're like, like you're talking, Ryan Howard saying, if he had this era, his batting averages, he's probably batting 450. Well, it's just let's be honest, if Jordan was playing in this era, when people say they're like, how many guys have come out and they're like, Jordan would drop 50.
Yeah.
Jordan was dropping. You know what I mean? Maybe they're more athletic now and stronger, you could say that. They're definitely not more physical because we see that on the defensive side. And if you put Jordan in this era, in his era, he was shooting every shot was contested. Right. And he was still dropping. He still got doesn't he have the highest average of all time still, I think, in the regular season?
I'm not sure. I think so, though.
So imagine the Ryan Howard thing. Put Jordan there. It's like, okay, put Jordan in this era. He would drop 50.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where it's like, okay, you're probably right, but you'll never know. So.
Never going to know because we're never going to see it.
That's right.
But, yeah.
I see they're doing bigger bases, too, from what I'm looking at. They're changing the bases from 15 inches to 18 inches.
Yeah, I did see that.
I don't know. That's a whole 6 inches difference. That could make a difference on a lot of plays if you think about it.
Could.
How many plays are bang, stolen bases and...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because technically you're reducing everything, right? Because is it 90 feet?
Yeah.
So would it be 89 feet?
Yeah, because it would
9 inches or something?
Yeah.
So, it's all those bang plays aren't going to be that no more. So.
No. It'll be, like I said,
it's interesting
just to see once it plays out and over time.
Yeah.
What it ends up being and what if people really like it. Who knows? They could do it for a year and say this is terrible.
Yeah.
They go back to, the ways they did things before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I wonder what you thought about that. I was just kind of.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good.
What else did I have on that? Yeah, nothing on that.
Good combo on that.
What do you? All right, so we did baseball. I don't know why I'm kind of sticking with professional. I got one question or one thing, but basketball. So as much as you've watched it, and then even when you're younger, if you can if you could pick somebody, who do you believe is the best on-ball defender of all time in the NBA? You know, if you're going to pick one guy, he's going to lock you up. It doesn't matter what era. This era now or, you know.
Oh, I don't even know how to answer that, dude. That's tough. Who do you think?
Me, I just, and I haven't watched, and I know now that it's not a lot of defense. Dennis Rodman's the best on-ball defender of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was kind of what I was thinking in my head, but I'm like, I don't know.
he was 218 pounds and would lock Shaq down.
Yeah.
And Shaq was 325, 330. Yeah. He played, Rodman played like he was 300. And he was obviously a big role player. He would have 20 rebounds and no points.
Mm-hmm. I think he did once, didn't he?
Yeah, he had like something crazy stat. Just a grind. I mean, you talk about one of the greats, which is why he's in the Hall of Fame. But and I think and that's why I want to get back into like basketball and stuff. But
yeah, well, don't get back into it for defense.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard. It's like, how are they even going to ever compare these guys down the road and say like best defender? Dennis Rodman could lock any. They would put him on the best player.
I know,
and he would lock him down.
Do you think that this is the player's fault, or just the way the game is evolved?
I think it's how it's probably evolved.
I think so too, because I think if they had a big players meeting and they're like, we want you guys to play more defense, they would take more pride in it.
Yeah,
they don't have to take pride in it because nobody cares.
No,
I mean, like our era of fans, they care.
Yes,
but
they don't now. They just want to see points.
Yeah, these kids aren't like, man, I wish we could see more defense. They just want to see Steph Curry hit the threes and all the dunks, and
yes,
that's really what's important.
I mean, they want to see. I mean, there's some games I've seen on like the stat line. They had like 105 points at the end of the third quarter. The Bulls were beating the Jazz 86 to 84 after 4 quarters in an overtime. So
yeah, I watched the game 2 weeks ago. I watched a game that went to, it was like 100 and I can't remember who was playing. I think the Kings and the Thunder, maybe. I don't know. But it was like 153 to 153 at the end of regulation. And then it ended up being like some crazy score, dude. Like, because I think they went to double overtime. I don't remember. But I was just watching it like, dude. Like,
isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Even seeing them score 70 and a half. It's like, what in the world?
Yeah.
But I hate that. Like, I don't mind that the defense is softer. But I hate when you watch a guy drive to the basket and literally the defenders all just watch him.
Yeah.
That's what drives me nuts. It's like, what are you even doing? Like, at least try.
Yeah.
Step a little bit.
Take a charge.
At least a charge. Yeah. And you see it every now and then. But it's like sometimes you'll like see these guys and it's like they don't want to get embarrassed and dunked on. Yeah. So they don't want to even jump or anything.
Yes.
But you'll see, like if it's closer games, I mean, it depends on the player too. So
it kind of like when they decide they want to step it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Who's the guy I saw the other day? Draymond Green quoted, and that's why I came up with the defensive thing. He said he's the best defender of all time, and I'm like, and you should have seen the comments. The people comment, and they were all saying,
I think he's one of the best right now.
Right. And I saw some of his videos.
No, but he's gonna say that just because.
Yeah,
he's gonna say that.
And I'm just like, dude, like I just don't. It's one thing for LeBron to say he is the best player in the world right now. He's the best player of his era because he was all around. But like you said, I think at the end of the day, the GOAT debate and stuff, it's pretty hard because they're just way different, completely different eras.
Yeah, and it's always a good argument and conversation. So it's always going to happen. People are always going to be like Jordan or LeBron,
Yeah.
And it's more of like what did you watch and what do you value?
Yes. And when Jordan, and I think about Jordan, he was, if you think about it, he was like a 9-time all first team defensive player. Mm-hmm. I think LeBron's been on that team once.
Yeah.
I mean, but LeBron was a facilitator. Jordan's job was to literally score.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference of what their role was. Mm-hmm. So I do understand that part. And I honestly don't mind watching LeBron, but I think some of his antics like his the pouting and like what he does.
I don't
on
like that
TV.
either. I always want to watch him because it's always fun to watch. In my personal opinion, but yeah, when I see him whining, dude, or remember we talked about this in one of the first episodes, like Luka, he whines a lot and it drives me nuts, dude. It's like you're so good, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, come on, man.
Every single time you drive to the basket, you don't have to look at the refs and yell, dude, just play. That's why, the Kings. I really like watching the Kings, man. They actually play defense, and none of them really whine.
Yeah.
and they're pretty good. So
Just play.
Yeah.
Play all around.
they just play and they try hard, and every now and then you'll see some whatever. I mean, everybody's got some personality to them, so
Yeah.
it happens. But
And I guess that is part of the moneymaker too.
Yeah,
You know, and I get that part. And I think there was still that in like Jordan's era, but Jordan's era was, he's like wanting to fist fight somebody, you know,
Yeah.
like these guys are just like to the ref, like that one for LeBron. Remember a couple weeks ago when he drove
and he did get fouled.
He got fouled.
When he was down on the ground, like how I am in the shower when I'm having a tough day.
like, he's like, oh, and it was like,
you would have thought someone died, like the way he was.
and I'm like thinking to myself, it should have been a foul, yes, and you should have got the free throws and you would have won the game. The game ended in regulation as a tie. Go win it in overtime, and then you get beat.
Yeah.
So it's like,
they got smoked in the overtime.
oh,
Yeah, it's like it ain't over, bro. But like, yeah, you're right. It should have been over. You should have won, but it didn't happen like that. So in my opinion, if they didn't call a foul, it's not a foul. Yes, it was, but technically on paper, no, it's not.
it's not. I agree with you, and you know how that is because like when the arguing part, you know how that is when you're younger and then you get older, you realize once you start doing that, those referees, they're against you in all sports. It's just like baseball. I remember complaining, you know, if I throw the pitch on the outside corner and it was there and they call the ball, and, you know, like the reaction I'd have, you know, say something stupid.
You start whining, they're going to call them balls.
They're
Even the closer strikes, they're going to call balls.
They're going to squeeze you hard. They're just going to do it because they control the game.
Yeah, especially, you know, like somebody like you or whoever who was good, it would like piss the umps off.
Not
okay.
good, just competitive.
Yeah, and they're like, all right, yeah.
Not like good, like I'm not.
Like, yeah, like Stenda's going to try to humiliate me as an ump. Okay, I got him.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, man, I get so pissed. I'd be like, in the stuff I'd say. And I don't even, like I said, I think back to all that stuff. I'm like, I don't wish I would have done it differently because I was just competitive. But it was like, yeah, I mean, it was kind of like it was like throw a pitch right there. And you're like, there's no way any person in America would miss that call. And then, you know, then you throw one low and away on the outside corner, and they called a strike. And I'm like, I don't want that pitch. I want the actual strike.
Yeah, so I remember sometimes that would happen to me, and then when they would call the ball a strike, I'd be like, thank you.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, it's like the makeup call.
Yeah.
They're
Thanks,
making
man.
that for you.
I remember I would just dig deep and zing it as hard as I could, and it'd be right down the middle, and they'd be like,
ball.
I'd be like, I just about threw my arm off to get that strike, and you call it a ball, bro.
And see, I don't know if like lefties, and I don't know if that's harder sometimes to judge it when you're an umpire.
Well, and they were young umps, and we were throwing a lot harder than what these kids do nowadays. It was probably a little bit harder to, well, I don't know. Maybe they were scared, I guess. I don't know.
Could be. I don't know.
Who knows?
What do you got? You got any of this day in history?
Yeah, on this day, man. March
8th,
on this day in sports history, we got some cool stuff. And usually I prepare it, but I think I'm going to stop because I want to read stuff live that like surprises me too. So that's how we're going to do it.
Okay.
So I'm seeing here 1913, March 8th, MLB Federal League, which must be, I don't know what that means. Maybe that's just what they called it back then. Organizes with 6 teams, including the Chicago Whales, which would be a team I'd be on. They built and played at Weeman Park, now Wrigley Field.
Oh.
League folded after. Oh, okay. The league folded after 3 seasons, so it must have been some spin-off league, kind of like how the XFL is. Which I'm glad to see the XFL back. Hopefully, it does good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They got the Rock back in it. Doesn't he own it?
Rock owns it, and you know who's head coach? What you remember for the Steelers? Hines Ward is the head coach.
He's a head coach.
XFL.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He just got his first win. Not that, you know, but yeah, it is cool to see that league. It's cool to see.
It was doing good a few years ago, and then it stopped again. But hopefully, if anybody can do it, The Rock will do it.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
1930, on March 8th, 1930, baseball slugger Babe Ruth signs 2-year contract for a then huge $160,000 with the New York Yankees. GM Ed Barrow wrongly predicts no one will ever be paid more than Babe Ruth.
Yeah, guys getting paid what, $50 million a year? A year?
Isn't that funny? No one will ever be paid. I mean, I wonder what the
what do you think that's equivalent to today?
I don't know. Let's see. 160,000 did I say?
Yeah.
Let's see. $160,000 in 1930 worth today? $160,000 in 1930 is equivalent in purchasing power to about $2,866,000.
That's interesting.
That's still horrible.
Yeah, really.
Right? That's a 2-year contract. So that means he was only getting 1.4 milli a year.
No, he was getting 80,000 a year.
Yeah.
If you got
Well,
160,
yeah. But 160 total is 2.8 million. So you split that in half, 1.4 million a year. That's crazy. I mean, that just goes to show how more financially stable these sports are and how important they are to the world. And stuff.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Can you? I mean, yeah. Just remember COVID, dude. Like when that hit and all the sports shut down. Like people were like, "What do we do?"
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
There's nothing to do.
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, people really do even if you're not a huge sports fan, people are dependent upon it. It's something that, every day.
It was kind of weird not having sports. People didn't know what was going on.
Right.
All right. 1936, the first stock car race is held in Daytona Beach, Florida. Pretty cool. 1941, March 8th. This is crazy. First baseball player drafted into World War II, Hugh Mulcahy of the Phillies. That's interesting.
41, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
1967, New Orleans Saints begin selling season tickets. 20,000 sold on the first day. I don't know what that means. I don't know if are they the first people to sell them? I don't know. I don't understand that.
I don't either. The Saints. They just signed, do you see they signed David Carr?
Yeah. Did they officially?
4-year deal.
Huh. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, he's a good.
Not worth talking about.
I mean, he's not. Whatever. People can say what they want about him. He's had players to win, and I don't even think he's ever won a playoff game. Yeah. So whatever. Yeah, not worthy of it. I don't care. I'm not a fan of him. No,
I'm not really either. He seems like a nice guy, kind of. I don't know. I'm just being nice, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. He seems like a nice guy. Probably is, but dude, come on, dog. Like, he's like crying in interviews because they lose, and it's like you don't win. Like you just lose all the time.
Right.
Like. I don't know.
In important situations. Okay, so March 8th, 2019, U.S. national women's soccer team sue for equal pay by filing a federal gender discrimination lawsuit against United States Soccer Federation. I wonder what happened with that.
What year was it?
2019.
Oh,
so not that
was.
long.
I remember, yeah.
I don't really remember. I guess I kind of remember them going through that because that girl with the purple hair was on the team, I think. Yeah.
It's funny how that's like stuff I should read into more. I just don't.
Yeah.
Okay. You should, though.
Here's one. And this is going to be the last one, and then we'll kind of just roll off this and see. I want to see what you think about this guy. March 8th, 2022, reigning NFL MVP Aaron Rodgers agrees to remain with the Green Bay Packers in a reported 4-year, $200 million deal that would make him the highest paid player in NFL history. This was just last year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Look how all that's changed. What do you think about him? I can't stand the guy.
No,
and I saw he was even. Didn't he do a podcast last week? And they.
No, you're good.
Are you eating a shitty one?
No, good.
So okay. So this man's got some of these gross jelly beans, and he's just munching on them. Anyway, so yeah, I saw he was like basically like, if you thinking that I'm a diva, did you see that? He said that if you think I'm a diva, then just don't follow or don't pay attention or don't listen. Blah 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 blah.
I've listened. He does this. He's done a couple different podcasts, and then he's gone on this show with Barstool Sports.
Yeah,
with this guy, I can't think of his last name, Caleb. He's super funny. He does like funny stuff with it.
Yeah,
but just for him, shut up. Just be quiet. Dude. Guess what? You won one Super. Yeah, accolades and statistics. Sure, I agree with that. But guess what? He's never won the big games. He's won one Super Bowl. He beat Ben, Super Bowl 45.
Oh, did he?
31-24. Ben was doing Jaeger shots the night before till like 4 a.m. This is a true story, what I read.
Before the Super Bowl?
So Ben, the night before, was out partying doing Jaeger bomb shots. Yeah. And, but yeah, I mean, I just think as far as you talk about money, is he worth, is he worth,
I remember that when you said his name.
Bad boy, guys. I had a Big Ben card that Tanner got for me from
2005.
This is 04.
04?
This is his rookie year, baby.
Nice.
Guy's rookie of the year in 04, and they went to the AFC Championship, and he is the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl still to this day at age 22.
Wow.
So
We'll have to get him on here sometime.
yeah, let's see if old Ben will come on. But, you're right on the Rodgers thing. I just don't think, statistically great, but at the end, I don't think he's a great. I don't think from what it's like a mix-up or a toss-up what people say about him being a teammate and all that kind of stuff. I think he only cares about himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, he just seems like he's only like me. This is what I want, and this is how it's going to be. And,
I'm with you, dude.
He drives me nuts, dude.
Yeah,
I actually like Patrick Mahomes more than I like Aaron Rodgers, to be honest.
Yeah, Mahomes, and I just don't.
I actually like Mahomes a lot more after seeing him drunk. I know we talked about that last week.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Seeing them go out there and just have fun.
That was cool.
Yeah. I like seeing them that normal side of them. Like, hey, I'm just a regular dude.
Yeah, just absolutely plastered. It was kind of funny.
I mean, you think he has enough money to?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, could you imagine? I couldn't imagine making $50 million a year and going to the store just one day on a. Do
you think he's like, man, eggs are expensive?
Yeah. Do you think he's like, I'm going to Dollar General and the $1, $1 dish soap?
This is on sale?
Yeah. Dude,
I wonder what happens?
I don't know, man. It'd be interesting to just trail one.
Do you think he uses rewards apps for food on his phone? Do you think he has the McDonald's app?
Who knows, man?
Gets free fries if he spends $10.
You never know, dude. I don't know.
Because you want to know who does have that?
You do.
Me, baby.
You got to have snacks, man.
Build up them points, dude. Get free Happy Meals.
Yeah, Tanner, is this Tanner? Yeah, well, your points, you're at 1,500 and you only need 1,475. So here's your free Happy Meal and Sprite.
Wow. That's great.
I need to do that because I spend a lot. It's not a lot of times, but I just spend a lot of money in one sitting.
Oh, yeah. You make up for it. That's for sure.
Which I need to. I try to quit doing that.
That's good, man. You really deserve it.
You do. Someone does. Let's see what I got here. I just got one more thing for you. The start bench cut.
Yeah.
And I came up with this basketball. And I know you'll probably appreciate these three guys, gentlemen. Charles Barkley, Rasheed Wallace, or Karl Malone, the mailman. Start bench cut.
We're starting Rasheed Wallace because that was my favorite player of all time at one point.
I knew you because he wore number 32, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And I always wanted his shoes. I never got them. So I need to find some. Now that I'm older, I just need to make that happen. Who was the other two? Because I didn't even listen.
Charles Barkley, Rasheed Wallace, Karl Malone, the mailman.
So Rasheed, because that's the man, dude.
Yep.
Probably the most technicals ever.
Oh, yeah.
And then bench, old Chuck Bird.
Yep. Okay.
Cut Karl Malone just because I never really watched him. I think Karl Malone was a great player, but he just didn't have the it factor like the other guys.
He never. You know what Scottie Pippen say when they lost when they beat him in whatever it was 97, 98.
Yeah.
Said, man, the mailman doesn't deliver on a Sunday. He never could deliver. I mean, it never could win the title. He's kind of like Dan Marino. Right. Statistically, he's a great player, but yeah, I'm with you. Honestly, I would probably I like Charles Barkley more than Rasheed.
Yeah.
But then when I think about it, I really that was like Rasheed. Wasn't that like Tayshaun Prince and Chauncey Billups and all them? Didn't they play on the
and Ben Wallace too?
Yes, and then Ben Wallace. Yeah.
So when that big old fight happened with the Pacers, they were all
out in the stands,
like Rip Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a good team actually. If you think about it,
those guys were bangers. Yeah. They could. You talk about just all around offense, defense, and they could fight.
I just watched that fight 2 days ago. Watching them. Who was the one that ran up in the stands?
Artest.
Artest ran up in the stands, and then they were all throwing stuff. Yeah.
Meta World, isn't his name Meta World Peace?
Meta World Peace, yeah. And
I love that guy,
dude. And I remember watching. I don't remember because I just watched the other day. So watching, it was crazy because they were in Detroit. So whenever all the Pacers were trying to get back to the locker room, they were getting blasted with pops and food and bottles and stuff. They had to have security, and there was the very end. They all kind of made it back to the back after whatever beating up and getting beat up and just brawling. There was some white guy on the Pacers, and he was just minding his own business, dude, but just getting blasted. He had nothing to do with anything, just whatever.
Poor guy.
But yeah, that was a wild fight, man.
Dude, here's the thing: if you're in the stands there, you ain't getting in the way of that. If you can get out of there, it was crazy. Some of those people that were trying to.
If you will rewatch it and watch the people in the rows in front of the guy that Artest was trying to go get, they're getting kind of hammered in a Not on purpose, but yeah, like you said, they're in the way, and it was unintentional. But
Get out of there, because I don't want to get hit by any. You imagine Ron Artest hitting you?
Dude, that
You're
hand-
knocking you into like the next state.
right,
Like,
I remember
no
seeing
way.
Rashid. He was just he was trying to like help, but he's probably like loving it at the same time.
I mean, you don't see stuff like that now? Is that good, obviously, for youth? No, it's not.
No.
But
And they were, even the commentators, like, this is horrible. They just kept saying it.
how do you stop them?
I know.
You ain't, if you're an announcer, you ain't going up there trying to stop them, because you're not going to be able to stop them.
Right.
Because you're going to be carried out in a body bag. So,
That's right.
should we do food challenge here and then wrap up?
Yeah, so let's do Carrie from Happy Joe's. We already had Happy Joe's once, but I hit her up. She told me hit her up anytime we want. She's going to have some mystery pizzas delivered to us. So we got this. There's a little something different. Usually we know what we're going to get, or at least have an idea. This time she just sent us some pizzas, and we don't know what they are. So we're gonna check out these pizzas.
I'm gonna let you do the pizza,
That's fine.
and I'm gonna let Tanner. You start with the pizza.
So okay, yeah,
talk about-
I'll
you do it
handle the
first.
pizza out. Yep. So this one looks creamy.
Ooh. Oh
we go.
boy. Ooh.
It's looking like some ranch on there.
Oh yeah.
A
Yep.
little chicken.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So, are you gonna try that?
I think I'm gonna let you go pizza tonight. I'm just not feeling.
You're not feeling the pizza, dude?
My stomach doesn't feel very good tonight.
Okay.
Are you gonna do one of those too?
Yeah.
I think you should. What do you think of that? What is it? Looks like chicken.
Chicken bacon ranch. For sure.
Woo wee. Oh,
You
baby.
hear that crunch?
Yeah, that means you're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
Must be doing
Crust is full.
something right.
Crust is flaky. Sauce is creamy. Chicken's right. It's tender.
You just imagine, you wake up at 2:00 in the morning and you're hungry.
The bacon's smacking. The bacon's still winking at me.
You're like, man, I'm hungry, and you don't think you have any food, and then you go in there and there's a Happy Joe's box.
What's better?
Just killing it.
What's
Killing
better?
it, baby.
All right, we got another pizza too.
Get it.
What could it be, Carrie? What could it be?
Ooh.
Crab ragoon.
Do it.
We're gonna try the crab ragoon, people. Look, you got some crunchies on it.
Get it going.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
How
I'm
is
seeing real crab on here, dude.
Well, I mean, yeah. It looks pretty fire, though.
Not bad.
Which one's better?
Well, let me get a swallow in. I actually never had either of these there. I think I'm kind of, I don't know. I think I'm kind of liking the chicken bacon ranch better, because that ranch at Happy Joe's, wow.
Their ranch has always been fire.
Mm-hmm.
Dipping them breadsticks in there.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yep. 408 South First Street, Happy Joe's, Clinton. Hit them up, order you a pizza. Actually, you'll be able to book a birthday party at my new cage facility, and we're partnered with Happy Joe's. So if you book a party with us, you'll get Happy Joe's pizzas included. So that's
And you
cool.
could get those. So
You could.
get over there. What's it? Is it 84? 84 Main? Is that going to be the address?
Yep.
84 and 85. Just buy out the rest of the block, dude.
Let's do it.
Name it Rivals Avenue.
I'm gonna put a snack shop next door. Just
First
any
day
snack
open, then
anything.
it's all gone. Didn't even sell out. You just in there
They
eating them all.
come in and it's like echoing, and they're like, "Are you open?" Yeah, sorry. I took full advantage of us opening.
I did the Bean Boozled jelly beans. And I went to Farm and Fleet.
Well,
I went out there because I've been told by a few people to do this.
are you just chowing down on them?
And they're not even bad. So I'll just read them real quick. So there's liver and onions, rotten egg, barf, booger, juicy pear, stinky socks, tutti frutti, dead fish, dirty dishwater, stink bug, toothpaste, old bandage, berry blue, birthday cake, strawberry banana smoothie. So I just been like right here. I'm gonna pick this one, and this is gonna be
Which one is that?
rotten egg. Nope, that tastes like a rotten egg. Yep. One here.
So is it like gross or what?
No, I don't think it is.
So you like rotten eggs?
I guess. This is dirty dishwater. How many people have really had dirty dishwater?
Well, that's the thing. Is dirty dishwater even gross?
It's not that bad.
Not if you put like chocolate in your dishwater or something.
This one, last one, dead fish. Yeah.
Is that bad?
It's not good. I'm going to tell you that. You want to try one or no?
I'm good.
Yeah, that's terrible, guys. But here's the thing. On my car ride home, I'll probably eat the rest of these, so it really doesn't matter. So it really doesn't matter. But Bean Boozled, baby. Jelly beans. Happy Joe's. We kind of went old school tonight. Switch it up once in a while. Just kind of go roll with us. Yeah, we didn't dig into a lot of I had some stuff about the youth, but yeah, we always talk about that stuff. I mean, and it's kind of cool to talk about. I kind of like talking about the ML, like professional stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's so much stuff that goes on with it. And it does relate to.
Yeah, everybody knows what's going on there.
Yep. So.
It's kind of spicy.
Is it?
A little bit.
You gotta wash it down with a ice cold Pepsi.
Like Joe O'Donnell.
Like Joe O'Donnell, baby.
Ice cold Pepsi Cola.
Pepsi Cola.
All right.
I ain't got nothing else. Do you?
What episode is this?
This is episode 15, guys.
Wow. We got a lot of hours of quality episodes for you guys so far.
Yeah, social media. We've already blasted that so much, so.
Just go to HoneywellHeroes.com. It has all our social medias on there. Yep. We got to get our TikTok popping again because we fell off on that, but
that's all right.
Everything's coming back full force, guys.
We got some cool stuff we're going to talk about upcoming when we know for sure with the Honeywell.
We should probably know in the next, probably 3 or 4 episodes or something like that.
Yep. We'll fill you in. We've been talking about some things we're going to be partnering up with Honeywell with.
Yeah, Clinton Junior Baseball.
Clinton Junior Baseball. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. Some awesome community events that we're going to get everybody involved in.
Yeah.
And we're going to rock and roll, and you guys are going to love it. So stay tuned. Keep following us.
Also, if you need any sporting goods, we got baseball coming up, soccer coming up, and any other sport, stop in Rival Sports. 85 Main Avenue, Clinton, Iowa. I'm here most of the days. Otherwise, my wife Liz is here. So come see us. And the batting cage is opening soon. So whatever, just get a hold of me, and I'll put you in the right spot. Get you geared up.
Here's a question before we go. Are you going to have a website for either of the businesses or just Facebook?
So if you want to book the cage, it's thecagebyrivals.com. I already have it, and low-key, you can already book it, and nobody knows that yet except right now.
I might book it then.
Book it up. All right. Anyways, episode 15, Random Tanner.
JP Stenda.
Appreciate you guys.
Holla.